great journey and every great project begins with one single idea. Exactly 1 year ago, the idea of Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub was born. And over the months, a lot of people always ask me, what is the reason behind Sankofa? What motivated you to start Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub? And it's just one single idea. Can you believe that as an African continent, we occupy almost 18% of the world's population, but yet we account for just 1 to 2% of global research output? And there are several reasons for this gap. The very first one is most Africans do not know how to do research. In their very first nature, they don't understand what research is. Research is usually taught as a course in school and not as a lifestyle. Secondly, we do not have access to the same opportunities and funding that our colleagues in the West have. We also do lack structured mentorship from experienced researchers to the younger and early career researchers. This is exactly why Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub was born, to be able to give every African the opportunity to tell their own story, to change the narratives, and also to become knowledge co-creators than just consumers of knowledge. As a young researcher, I struggled a lot with research, particularly at the level of my master's degree. And this is not because I didn't know what research was all about. I wasn't properly oriented on the essence of doing research, on why it was important for us to do research as Africans. I saw it as merely a course, and I'm sure many of you also see research and view research as a course. However, research is a lifestyle. And when I got to understand this concept about research and why, especially as Africans, we need to be able to tell our own narratives, share our own experiences, what we see exactly on the field, and not allow the narratives to be distorted by people that are not on the field, then I knew I had to do something about it. And this is exactly why Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub was born. So I'm sure at this point you're wondering, what exact problem am I trying to solve with the Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub? Well, I'm trying to solve a three-tiered problem. The very first one is research. As earlier mentioned, most Africans do not understand the concept of research. This is why at Sankofa, we are able to train a lot of early career African researchers, a lot of young people who are interested in knowing how to do research, on how to do research. And research, like I said, is a lifestyle. The second thing we are trying to solve at Sankofa is mentorship. I strongly believe in the transfer of knowledge, especially cross-generational transfer of knowledge, where the expert researchers are able to guide the younger researchers. And this is exactly what we are doing at Sankofa. We are able to mentor a lot of young people on how to approach a career in research, and also to be able to properly understand what exactly research is about and why it is important for them as Africans to be knowledge co-creators and not just consumers of knowledge. And all of this is done through mentorship. And the very last thing we are trying to solve is the dissemination of knowledge. Most of us do research, but we do not disseminate the findings. These knowledge results are kept in archives, they are kept in books as theses, but they are never published. In Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub, we teach people how to be able to disseminate the findings from this research. This can be through scientific publications, this can be through the writing of blogs, shadow reporting. The most important thing is that your research findings are not kept hidden. The world needs to be able to see Africa through our lens, and this is exactly what we do in Sankofa, teaching the younger ones how to be able to disseminate this knowledge. So these are the three-tiered problems that we are solving at Sankofa. My vision for Africa and my vision for Sankofa is the same. I envision an Africa where a lot of young people and researchers are able to change the narratives at both the national, the regional and international levels by simply using research. I am confident that locally produced knowledge, particularly by Africans, for Africans, is exactly what we need. And this is my vision for Sankofa, where locally produced knowledge is able to shape and influence global policies. Sankofa Research and Mentorship Hub may just be 1 year old, but the vision remains the same. We want to create as many African knowledge co-creators as possible. The first year was about laying the right foundations, reshaping our mindsets on what research is all about, and the importance of research, particularly as an African, in changing the narratives that African is seen at the global stages and also at the regional stages. The second year and the coming years, we're going to be expanding our impact. So whether you're an African who loves research or loves the idea of research, whether you're an early career researcher, whether you're a mentor, whether you're a partner, there is space for you in Sankofa. So just know that our doors are always open. You can always reach out to us, because the goal is that we all together as Africans are able to change the narratives on how people see Africa, and of course move this 2% of global research outputs to why not 20 and 25%.